Good morning everyone, I am Jen Rose and Bakulad, and for today's video, I am going to share the 10 Filipino writers of the Philippines. Actually, there's a lot of Filipino writers in the Philippines, but I am just assigned to discuss the 10 of them. So, Jose Rizal is also known as Pepe, and then his last name was not Rizal. Before, it was Mercado, but he changed it because at the time na he was going to school, his older brother, which is Pasiano, was wanted at that time. So to go out freely kay ginahunt naman ato nga time ang mga merkado, he changed his last name into Rizal. So that's it. And then he was born on June 19, 1861 at Laguna. Calamba, Laguna. And then he died on December 30, 1896 at Bagong Bayan, Manila, or also known now as the Luneta Park or Rizal Park. So he was killed by a firing squad. So if you want to know more about Rizal or kung siya pagpatay, kay daghan kayo, there's a lot of information about Rizal. But let's just focus sa iyang mga gipang gama as a writer, okay? Now, his alma mater was Ateneo Municipal de Manila, University of Santo Tomas. And then he was also known as the national hero of our country, and then he is a revolutionary leader before. And his best literary works is Nole Me Tangere, El Filibusterismo, and I know that you are so familiar to this literary works of him because Nole Me Tangere and El Filibusterismo serves as the light for everyone, or by this works of him, nakamata ang mga Filipino. So, ang content ani nga mga novels niya is about how Spanish controlled the Philippines before, or unsa ang mga outcome sa pag-occupy or colonize sa Spanish sa tong country before. So, and then Mi Ultimo Adios, or My Last Farewell in English. So, kaning literary works of him is mo'y pinakalas niyang gisulat. Kay at that time, nagisulat niya ni naa siya prisuhan, or he was imprisoned for 56 or 57 days. So, naraana. So, that is his last work, the Mi Ultimo Adios. And another one is To the Young Woman of Malolos, and then The Diaries of Rizal, and then the El Canto de Viajero, and then The Goodbye to Leonor, and then The Junto al Pasig. So if you want to know more information about Rizal, you can visit the internet. And now let's move on to the mysterious writer, which is Bob Ong. Actually, this was just the pen name of the writer. I call him Mysterious One because I cannot find more information about him, even his birth date, where he came from. Basta, wala jud. I don't know ninyo if naman nabalaan ka ba niya. So he's known for using conversational writing technique to create humorous and reflective depictions of Philippine life. So he was a comedian writer, but his writings reflect on the life of Filipino, or the culture of the Filipino. And then he pursued writing after dropping out of college. Actually, he created his pen name Bob Ong from the website Bobong Pinoy. Bobong Pinoy. That's was why his name is, pen name is Bob Ong. So he was working as a web developer before, when he created his website Bobong Pinoy, and then his website received a People's Choice Philippine Web for wait, Weird or Humor in 1998, but was taken down after former President Joseph Erap Estrada was ousted after the second People Power Revolution. So, Joseph Estrada is the 13th president of the Philippines. So I know you are familiar to this because his literary works is Aba Nakakabasa na pala ako, and if I'm not mistaken na ano siya movie, and then The Stainless Longganisa, and then Bakit Baliktad Magbasa ng Libro ang Mga Pilipino, and then the last one is ang paboritong libro ni Judas. So that was his best literary works. So if you can observe, his literary works was quite funny. If magbasa ra mo sa iyang mga titles sa iyang mga gipanggama, that is why he was called as a comedian writer because he used informal writing. So now let's move on to Nick Joaquin, or his full name is Nicomedes Joaquin A. Marquez. So he was born on May 4, 1917 at Paco, Manila, and then died on April 29, 2004 at San Juan Metro, Manila. So he was a Filipino writer and journalist, best known for his short stories and novels in the English language. So, because of his experiences after the World War II, most of his literary works are based on true to life stories. So, he fondly called on Ching by his close family and friends, and then his best literary works are first, Mayday Eve. So I don't know if you're familiar with it, but if I'm not mistaken, Mayday Eve is a love story. I mean, not a happy love story because, you know, there's a couple. I mean, yeah, couple, and then they are Agida and Baduy. So Baduy fall in love with Agida. So this story was talk about the superstition because Agida was looking in the mirror, then na siya mga gipang yum something. He believed that if he looked in the mirror, and then he was going to say mga enchanting words is mabuwa ang iyang mabana. So si Badong ang nikuha diri nga dapit or asa nga dapit diri pa or diri nga part. And then so mato sila nagkadayan sila, and then as time goes by, they fell out love. And then, maglantaw or magulo na sila mga kaagi before sa una nilang pagkikita is nagmahay sila. So, murag nagmahay sila nga nagkaila sila. So, the story reflects, or the story can be happen in a true life. True life, yeah. So, diba, kay sa gani kasal ron, mabulag na. Okay, maybe they fell out love or ninang cheat. So that is the concept, or that is the genre of the literary works of Nick Joaquin. And then next one is the prose and poems, and then the house on Zapote Street, and then tropical gothic, and the portrait of the artist as Filipino. And then that was all about Nick Joaquin. Now let's talk about Mars Ravelo, or Marshall Ravelo. So I know that you are familiar to him because most of his literary works kay bentang-benta kayo siya nato sa una. And then it became, or ang iyang mga literary works became the part of our childhood memories. So now he was born in born on October 9, 1916 at Tansa, Cavite, Philippines, and then died on September 12, 1988 at Manila, Philippines. And then, he started out as a cartoonist. So, hilig siya drawing. But yung mga drawing is na po yung mga following mga story, mga dialogue, ano ba. And then, he likes to create comics. And ang iyang first comic nga iyatang publish, so iyang gisubmit, na-declined siya. So, gingan siyang dili pa pwede. But, it didn't affect the dream that he want to pursue. So, nagpadayon na siya sa mag-comics until as time goes by, he became, or nailhan na siya, and then he became the king of the Philippine comics. And then, he is a writer and later on as editor-in-chief for 2 publications houses and for several film companies. He later established his own company, which is RAR. So his best-known literary piece or works are, so I know that you know this, Darna. Diba, daghan namang niganap og Darna. So ako ang na-absent na niganap og Darna is si Angel Locsin and then si Melvera. But nakakita ko sa mga niaging Darna because isa leader naman Japon siya sa pagkakaroon. So Darna is all about a superhero woman. So si Marsha Beloy, hilig siya mga immortal characters. And then the Captain Barbell. So again, it is all about si Captain Barbell, di ba katong to si Richard Gutierrez. May ako na-absent, si Richard Gutierrez sa Channel 7. So, kung siya, superhero, tapon siya. And then, Mariposa, itong, I don't know what is this Mariposa. And then, the last Stickman, katong, taas-taas ang iyang kamot. Ganagaling siyang flexible siya ba. And then, Jack and Jill, na Japan siya movie. And the Hiwaga, and then the bonding or banding, and then the last one is Rita. So if you want to watch his literary works, available siya any website. Now let's move to Luwalhati Bautista. Her full name was Luwalhati Torres Bautista, and then she was born on December 2, 1945 and died on February 12, 2023. She was a Filipino writer, novelist, liberal activist, and political critic. Now, Bautista, as a writer, became known for her honest realism, so most of her literary works are based on reality, and then courageous exploration of Filipino women's issues, and compelling female protagonists who confront difficult situations at home and in the workplace with uncommon grit and strength. So, most of her literary works highlight the strength of a woman or the power of the woman, um, fighting those difficult times or fighting difficult problems like in home, out to work. So, muna siya yung mga um, most of her literary works. Now, her best literary works are Bata Bata, Paano Ka Ginawa. It is all about a woman who had 2 kids with different men. And then, kaning literary work of her highlight, meron nga gipaglaban na ang babae, ang strength sa bayi is pariyara sa laki, or ang bayi, ang kayang buhaton sa lalaki, pwede pong buhaton sa babae. Kay sayang mo story na kuan dito nga ang babae is pambalay jud, which is wrong. So marag iyang gipakita ba nga ang babae pwede siyang mahimo og mga buluhaton sa laki. And then, the second one is Dekada 70, and then Araw ng Mga Puso, and then the last one is Desisyon. So that's all for Lualhati Bautista. Now let's move to Chanel Jose or Francisco Chanel Jose. So he was born on December 3, 1924 and died on January 6, 2022. He was one of the most widely read in the English language. And then his novels and short stories depict the social underpinnings of class struggles and colonialism in Filipino society. So most of his literary works are based on social issues and political issues. And then his best literary works are The God Stealer, Waya, Arbol de Fuego, Mass, and then A Scenario for Philippine Resistance. So if you have time, you can visit this on available website. Tuga sa nyo makita niyo ang mga novels or stories nga iyang gipang gamay. So now, let's talk about Lope K. Santos. So his full name was Lope Santos E. Canseco, and he was born on September 25, 1879 and died on March 1, 1963. So he was a Filipino Tagalog language writer, so most of his literary works are on Tagalog language. So he was a former senator of the Philippines, and then he is known for his contributions to the development of Filipino grammar and Tagalog orthography. So he was the father of Filipino grammar. Now, his best literary works are Banaag at Sikat, which is basin familiar mo because Banaag at Sikat is all about the two man or the friendship of the two man, which is ang usa ka man or usa ka laki is coming from a wealthy family, and then the one boy, one man is coming from a not so poor pero matawag na to siyang poor. And then, even though they have um, um, differences in social life, they have a same mindset. Like, ang usa, ang dato, isip po siya ganahan sa pamaagi sa mga dato. And then, ang usa po nga kuan, laki, which is katong kuan, pobre is dili po siya ganahan sa pamaraan sa mga dato. So that is Banaag at Sikat. And then next is Agpagigera, and then Kundangan, Puso't Diwa, Mga Hamak na Dakila, at Makabagong Balarila. And then now the next is Severino Reyes E. Rivera, born on February 11, 1861 and died on September 15, 1942. His pen name was Lola Basyang, and he has a nickname which is Don Binoy. So I think that you are familiar with this, Lola Basyang. Kay na ako'y nabasa nga kuan sa una, I had read some stories of him with the pen name Lola Pasyang. Kalamitan sa mga stories is bentang-benta kayo sa mga bata. If I'm not mistaken, ako'y nabasa niya nga stories katong kuan pa ko grade 1. So na siya mga gagmay, mga nigpis kay nga mga libro nga na siya mga story ato. So he's known as the father of Tagalog plays and father of Tagalog zarzuela. And then his best literary works are Ang Mahiwagang Violin, o di ba? Lagmit ay most of his literary works are para pambata. And then Ang Binibining Tumalo sa Mahal na Hari, Ang Prinsipeng Duwag, at Ang Alamat ng Lamok. So that's all for Severino Reyes. So for the last two writers, which are Martha Cecilia and Francisco Blatas. So let's start with Martha Cecilia. So Martha Cecilia born May 13, 1953 and died on December 8, 2014. So she was a Filipino writer of Tagalog romance pocketbook novels. So I know that most of the women like her because, and I am the one, kaya magbasahan mo kog pocketbook sa una. And then, dili rabot sa pocketbook, niguha ang iyang mga literary works. Also sa television. Katong ka Christine sa una, Christine Reyes, basta. Nato siya yung mga movie sa una nga. Ang writer is si Martha Cecilia. Katong mga kuan ba? Precious Romance. And then, her full name is Maribeth de la Cruz. So she was the author of the best-selling novel series Christine and Sweetheart. So her best literary works are Gems, My Love, My Hero, Sweetheart, and Christine. So naana siya sa um, Channel 2 sa una. Katong Precious Romance katugay na duwa ka parot tayo ng ilang introduction. So mana siya iyang magkinama. And then the last one is Francisco Balagtas. So born on April 2, 1788 at Bigaa, Bulacan. Died on February 20, 1862 at Udyong, Bataan. So ang iyang full name was Francisco Balagtas E. de la Cruz, or also known as Kiko, or also known as Francisco Baltazar. So he was a Filipino poet and literature of Tagalog language during the Spanish rule of the Philippines. So most of his literary works are based on the experiences that he encountered during the Spanish colonization. So his literary works are Florante at Laura. I know that you know this. It is not all about the love, or the story was not end on the love story of Florante at Laura. Also, this novel, reflect the experiences, the situation on Spanish colonization, or unsay mga himong epekto sa Spanish colonization before. And then, La India Elegante El Negrito Amante, and then Oros Man at Zafira. So, that's all. I hope you learn from this video. So, once again, um, my topic was all about the 10 famous Filipino writers. Bye!